3 minutes in advance and did not tell me.
Literally, I just named you a little while ago, and we decided right before I push up.
Just
All right,
to
check
be
the video.
long.
Put it up. Let's see.
That long. I feel like Gail maybe
I want to check the audio to make sure it coming through these mics in the mixer.
Are you pretty low?
Sound so?
What? Solid.
Yep, we good.
We live.
All right, we good. Awesome. All right, let me hit record. What? That's Travis still talking on that thing? What is it?
That's Travis.
You close it? Oh, okay. Cool.
It's still up.
All right, y'all. Hold on. I should share it first, you know. Let me share the video first. And you guys can follow suit. Let's see. All these damn notifications. All right. One. The Loom. The Loom of Doom.
Bloom for the loom.
Thing been dominating my damn timeline.
But I don't understand because this started from like early December, right? I don't remember
Yeah,
seeing
I
it.
just said the
So
same. I don't know
what
why. Like
happened?
it came back.
I guess the discussion and start now.
You know what I think it is? You know how it's trickled down over there. So now the people who was at the lower level of first go round gotta get their money back. So now they gotta
It's a constant.
do it again, you know?
All right, Travis just shared it. I see that. Let me come look for it. All right, right here. Boy, she look clear too. Share on my own timeline.
Pick up the phone, baby.
Hold on. The Loom of Doom.
I put instant gratification, but
Me too. I just put that on my personal thing.
on a page.
Happy New Year, Crystal.
What? Because all them in 2017.
No air
Who got the plan? The master plan.
Big up Wilchcombe, Bartha. Welcome.
Big up all them. Big up my youth.
Right.
Hold your tooth.
I goddamn break the mic.
No, what he said was he missed.
I break the laugh. I mean, we don't use this no more anyhow. But
Damn, that's ironic.
dang it. Anyhow.
Like it's broken.
Isn't it ironic?
I mean, I know.
You know, once you say it twice, that means it really happened, right?
I'll have to plug it in and see.
A little too ironic.
All right. Pull it back. All right, welcome back to the Entrepreneur to Entrepreneur Shift the Culture podcast. And no, you do not have to pay $100 to listen to us. We actually give you value, something that you can use for free.
Out the gate.
Let it be known that it's the first documented shade of
Yes,
2017 in the W2E STC podcast.
You do not have to invest $100 with the hopes of making $800 or whatever it is right now. You just tune in, watch, and we give you all kind of value for free. I mean, we're giving all kind of tips, all kind of stuff that you could use to actually make some real money in your life and in your business for free. So please share the video, share it on your timeline, tag your friends, make sure they tune in because it seems as though this Loom, aka Ponzi scheme, aka pyramid scheme, has taken over the Bahamas, and it has been on my timeline for the past week. For a few weeks ago, it was people just sharing it, trying to get people to come into their Loom. And now recently I've just seen a lot of discussion pertaining to the Loom. People either, explaining how it is a scam and breaking it down exactly why it is a scam and why you shouldn't join it. And then the ones that I guess may have gotten some of their money back, defending it and saying that it's real. So we're going to...
On top of that too, I mean, but we will talk about general instant gratification.
Yes.
And all that.
Yes, but that sparked...
Yeah, but that sparked the conversation today.
Sparked the topic, which is instant gratification, because that's what I feel has gotten this whole scheme to get this big, is people's desire to instantly profit or multiply their money by doing nothing, by just simply putting in a small amount of money and I guess waiting or recruiting people so that you can get a larger sum of money back. So we're going to talk about instant gratification today, and we're going to discuss the loom a little bit because I can't seem to get it off my timeline. So instant gratification, I think this is something us, especially Bahamians, we suffer from greatly. We love to not do nothing and get something instantly.
LOOMinati.
So let's discuss instant gratification. What was that? I missed that one.
LOOMinati.
What's that?
LOOMinati.
Oh,
I see that one right there.
LOOMinati.
Hey,
I
if that
like
catches on, just give credit where credit's due. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
But yeah, give
Yeah.
credit.
I like that.
Travis,
yes,
hey.
go ahead.
I mean, instant gratification in general, I just feel like patience is the kind of the overarching thing, right? Like you said, like, and I could always track back and go and say, you know, Bahamians always want that something quick type of thing without really that patience of actually taking the time to do it, like shortcuts almost, essentially. But I think a lot of lessons that we can learn from what's going on right now. Not only this, but also another video I wanted to talk about by Simon Sinek in terms of like the millennials and like being impatient and wanting, you know, job satisfaction and all that stuff. I want to talk about as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, so Bahamians, instant gratification. I feel as though we have been doing the bare minimum for as long as we can possibly remember. From the days of piracy and rum running and even numbers, which ironically, I just want to do a little plug. You know, I saw a local number shop warning against the use of their accounts.
Isn't that amazing? Yes.
Oh,
Well,
really?
that was-
oh.
They've actually shut down accounts.
Yes, they have shut down
Wait,
accounts.
was this in the news, like the news?
Yeah,
Like,
This-
yes.
I mean, you know, WhatsApp news. if
No,
you
it
wanna
was
call
on
that.
actual news.
Oh, they put it on the
yes,
news too.
and
Okay.
people were actually threatening to riot outside of said establishment because their accounts were frozen
Yeah.
for quote unquote
Illegal.
suspicious activity.
Yeah,
Right.
the accounts were not being used for what
Right.
they were.
Yeah, it wasn't
Opened.
being used for gambling, basically.
Right. Yeah.
And that's one of the core components right now in terms of the ease of use for the Loom is that you have to have, I mean, obviously it kind of originated in the States where you need to have a PayPal account in order to send the account to and then
Well,
all that.
PayPal started shutting them down too.
And PayPal started shutting it. I
Yeah.
saw the PayPal thing. And
Oh,
it's
really?
like, you need a digital account. One of the things in the Bahamas, like, we don't really have too much of that.
Right.
Yeah, so you have to use what you can use, which is the said number house account to do this.
In the height of irony.
I will have to give credit.
Yes.
I'll have to give credit to the ingenuity where people are going to be attractive. But the reason why, and I don't want
What
to-
ingenuity? Please tell us.
the ingenuity in terms of like,
creative.
okay, we don't have PayPal, so let's use this thing. Let's use the number
By
house
any means
everything.
necessary.
By any means
Whatever
necessary,
illegal
essentially.
activity, we will find a way.
Just to get out there and not to spend too much time on it. My qualms against the whole Loom thing is that I think it's very predatory in nature for two instances. One, the people that are promoting the Loom and getting people to go on board, you essentially have to. How it works is that you have to have the circle and you have to fill people with the circle to get on board. So here's the thing: you might be a great salesperson and you convince people to get on board and all that, but not everybody sells as good as you in order for them to complete their Loom or whatever. So
Yeah.
what happens is that you get people stuck into that cycle trying to get people to get into their field and their circle. So if they're not good at selling or good at saying why you should join my group or whatever like that, they kind of get lost in the wind and they don't ever cash out for what they need to cash out for
Today,
and wasting a lot of time in the process.
today I got added to a WhatsApp group.
For Loom.
A Loom.
New money / Loom.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Yes.
New money / Loom.
So I don't know how many people are actually doing that, but it's really taken over, you know, social media, my Facebook timeline, all this other stuff. And like, I don't understand why people aren't understanding the concept of the Loom. This is really,
Yeah, and there's no really 100% understanding of it. Like, there's a video that's out that generally explains it, but the fact that the people themselves can't even explain how it works is very, kind of weird to me almost.
I think to me, it's so clear though. Like, to me, it's so, I don't know. You have one person, they get 8 people. Like, how do you not see that you subsequently have to get 8 people to get your money back? Like, this is a never ending. Like, how
Cycle.
do you not see that? I don't understand.
I think what it is, I don't think it matters to them. I think, and we discussed it a bit earlier, Travis and I. What I think it is because you see people that are close to you and people that you respect drawing you in,
validation
and
almost.
right, and
Yeah.
they are actually vouching for it.
Yeah.
You then put your trust in
Those
them,
people.
and then and essentially put your trust in the whole Loom situation.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trusting, okay, this person, this my cousin or this my good friend or whatever, and I know they straight, and they say they get paid, so I can put my trust in that.
Yeah.
And I think it's at that simple level. That's all they need to hear. It worked for somebody who they trust, and they don't want to go
Classic testimonial.
right.
So,
They
yeah.
don't care to go into the intricacies of it or any
What's
detail
actually
or anything.
happening.
All they know is my cousin put $100 and they
Yeah,
get
they don't
some of
do
their
that.
money back,
Yeah.
so I can take that chance too. You know what I mean?
The whole point is, if you didn't get in like at the beginning,
Right. If you ain't a person
it's
getting
gonna be
800 every second, it's
extremely
very hard.
hard to get your money back.
Just like people wouldn't call it, people are denying to call it a pyramid scheme, but that's what it is because it's a trickle down effect
Right.
in terms of people who benefit from it.
Right.
So, you know,
Right.
So let's discuss instant gratification.
yes,
Okay.
on a higher,
Because
broader
the
level.
popularity of the loom, I think, speaks volumes. To
Yes.
us.
Yes.
The position we're in as a society, the fact that people are willing to invest in instant gratification as opposed to their own business or their selves,
Mm-hmm.
I think says a lot. So let's talk about that.
Well, I guess, and at some point, in a way, we're kind of all guilty of not instant gratification at a point, but let's look
Wanting
at
it?
it another. Wanting and
The desire is there
the
for
desire
everyone.
for
It's there.
self-improvement, self-help, if you want to do it as well. Like the whole nature, for as long as you could go back, is that some people push a product that allows you to turn your life around or give you this thing where, you know, once you do it, or once you read this book, or once you get this course for $7.99, you'll be a millionaire.
Right.
Right. Or whatever that thing is. And I think we're all guilty of it at a point, but you really got to be more self-aware in terms of what you're actually doing. Like I've been guilty of buying self-help books,
Yeah.
but the type of self-help books I get are very practical and knowledge-based. So like is either a tactic or a skill that I learn in order to put into my work thing. But then you have these other self-help books that be like, just do this one thing and overnight
That's all.
you
Right.
just sleep
Right.
and all that
They
stuff.
sell it
Yeah.
that way.
Right, and we're all dangerous, not just Bahamians. It's just like everybody's,
Yes.
you know, is.
We have that quality.
Yes,
We-
it's
it's natural to want better circumstances as quickly as possible.
Yes.
So I don't think it's anything necessarily wrong with that because, like I said, we all possess it. But it's a matter of managing it and the reality of it. It's like, let's be honest. I mean, seriously, how do you feel as though you just putting $100, giving it to somebody is just going to flip the next day, bam, you got $800, and it's just going to work out like that? I mean, you should at least look into it. And I can admit, like, when it first started, because, like I say, we all have that. When
Yeah.
it first started, I saw people posting it. Then I saw some, reputable individuals. So I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell? Then I saw my cousin who I trust. What did I say? Hold on.
Did you feel betrayed?
And no, it wasn't the betrayal because I was like, okay, I knew.
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
I knew it was. I
kind
was
of-
like,
yeah.
it was garbage. But after you see it so
Yeah.
much, I got curious. So I said, "Geez, let me," because the thing is, you need to comment or something like that. Comment how or whatever in the comments. So I put the comment in it.
Yeah.
And then when they explained it, I was like, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So I backed out at that point. But it got even me, who I feel would never even be entertained by those things,
You were interested
to
in what's
get
going on.
yeah,
interested.
it was a hook that someone
Right.
pulled you in. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So we all have that, we all can fall to instant gratification to a certain degree. But at some point, you have to catch yourself. You know what I mean? Sure, you get it. If something piques your interest, okay, it piques your interest. But at some point, you have to catch yourself and analyze the situation realistically. Look at it from a realistic standpoint and then make your decision. Don't just, go off of emotion or, get excited. Oh, I know I needed this couple
I
dollars.
wonder how people feel like, okay, let's say your cousin got you on board. Like, how would he feel at the end of the day? He came out
She.
with she
Yeah.
came out with $800 and you put in your 100 and you standing there like,
I think
What
they would
going on?
convince themselves that, listen, hey,
they'll
all you
figure
have
it
to
out.
do the work.
Or
yeah,
I'll
all you have
teach
to
you
do
how
is
to do it,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
stuff like that, yeah.
You just got to do this and do that and do that. You know what I mean? I
You
think
have
they
to
would.
be like so comfortable swinging people. That's another thing in my opinion.
But the thing, what I learned is, they wouldn't view it as swinging people.
Exactly.
They wouldn't view.
Yeah,
you
and
have
that's
to
the thing.
convince
That's why
them.
it's predatory. It's like, oh, you just gotta work a little. Like
work.
Yeah.
it's
You
crazy
just
that
gotta
it's an
do it.
easy track.
Yeah.
But it's like if you don't think of it, it's like, oh, you just gotta work hard. You gotta talk to the right people or do all these things.
Yeah.
My perspective on anything, like I mean, just like this is fads and trends, is like for me it's just foundation. I look at it perspective on okay, how. Like whatever decision I make to do, whether it's career-wise or to get money, is like how does it fit in my overall thing that I want to do, right? And even in that is that I know that takes time. That
Right,
takes
right.
there's a process. It's
Right.
like it doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
Nothing really worth it happens overnight.
Right.
But for me personally, it's like okay. Obviously, I want to make money. I want to make a lot of money, at least to be comfortable to do this thing, right?
Right.
But if it doesn't connect, if it isn't sustainable, then it doesn't make sense trying to put my effort and time into doing it. Okay, so $100 to $800 in a day or a week or whatever like that. But could you do that for 20 years? Could you do that for 30
Exactly.
years? Could you do that for 40
Exactly.
years? And if you're doing that, what are you really doing? Are you really using the skills that you have? Are you really are you building a foundation? Are you making proper investments? Because quick money also leaves very fast.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And some people have used that argument where again I don't want to go back to the loom, but they've used that they just want to do this to kickstart this thing.
Yeah.
It's a lie that we tell ourselves. It's like I'm only gonna smoke this cigarette once.
Right.
Just because it's chill and stuff like that. But you get hooked into the addiction of it.
Right.
Yeah.
What happens is it isn't sustainable to the point that if you, let's say you get tired of doing it or it isn't going the way that you're doing it, you beat yourself up because it isn't going the way you do. That's the downside of the self-help type of thing.
Yeah.
Like even looking at weight loss or, you're doing this thing, you're taking this pill or you're doing this thing and you're supposed to lose 50 pounds and whatever. If you don't lose 50 pounds and whatever, or you feel like, no progress is happening, you start to beat yourself up and then you fall and then it carries over to the next thing that you do
Yeah.
and the next thing that you do. That's the dangerous thing about it.
Yeah, Lael is saying, what about people that have collected more than once? And there are people out there who
That's
have,
fine.
And that's
have collected more than once, but at the end of the day,
not everyone is going to be able to collect.
Everybody is
You are
not
going to
going
have
to win.
you're going to have more people that lose than would win.
Right.
More people are going to lose than would win.
Just general game theory. It is based on
It's like gambling.
it's essentially,
gambling.
but
That's what's
it's
the irony for
but
me.
it's safer in the sense that it is based on okay, you could get people in, but you have no concern about your team or your
Right.
group because
Yeah.
as long as you collect,
You
you're
straight.
fine.
Yeah.
Right? It isn't like it's sold like a everybody wins type of thing, but it can't work unless somebody.
No, it can't. And logically, everyone cannot win. It is not logical.
It's
If everybody
not
wins,
set
nobody
up like
yeah,
that.
It's
it's
not
not set up
logical.
like
I mean, if you just look at simple math, logically, everyone cannot win. Most people have to lose for a few people to win. That's just how it's set up. But I think you brought up an important point when you referred to weight loss, which
Yeah.
is another.
I was gonna yeah.
It was
That was a
another
good point.
example of instant gratification and how people don't want to. And I mean, you could even take it to. People want to get surgery.
Yeah.
Let me just get this
The-
tummy tuck or
yeah.
this lift or
The
take this fat
gastric
out here and
bypass
Right.
and
yeah,
everything,
it's
yeah.
like everyone wants the results right away.
Without
no one
the work.
exactly. it doesn't seem as though people want to put in the work and have the patience to see the entire process through.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just wants it right now. What is the quickest way I could do it? And like you say, that's unsustainable.
But even at that point, okay, when we're talking about weight loss or we're talking about business or whatever, it's two things: doing the work, and then also it's that mental process between your on your weight loss journey or on your entrepreneurship journey, where there are certain things that you will shift mentally if you do the work that will guarantee a long-term success
Right.
as opposed to this instant gratification concept. So
Right.
yeah, you're doing the gastric bypass surgery, but I've watched shows where people do the surgery and they drive from the surgery to McDonald's.
Right. And
Yeah.
look at
Right?
the Biggest Loser, that show.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
people lose the weight, but then when you follow them like weeks or
Right, I
months
mean,
after,
not
they put it
everybody
right back
doesn't
on.
win.
There's
Everybody doesn't
physical
win, yeah.
transformation, but there's no mental transformation regarding the weight loss. There's no mental transformation regarding entrepreneurship
Right.
and building a business. There are certain things as an entrepreneur that you do from start to finish that you cannot buy in a book or read a
Right.
self-help
Exactly.
book for
Right.
it. Like
Exactly.
the
You have to go
mental
through it.
change that
Right.
you go through, you can't just
But But the
It's not instant.
And this is the thing. And the cornerstone of entrepreneurship is failure,
Yeah.
right? And like I can't even stress enough, like the part where you talk with the mental shift.
Yes.
Let's say with the bypass surgery, you already look 40 pounds lighter,
Right.
but you've never gone through the process where you learn to build your self-confidence up.
Right.
So yeah, you got instant weight loss, you beat all your friends and all that trying
Or
to do
build
that.
the habits to sustain
Right.
it.
But you still go in the mirror and you look at the end of the day and you feel like shit because, you know,
Still
this person
in your
doesn't love you
mind.
in your
Yes.
mind. So go, like actually going through those steps and failing,
Right.
essentially to the point, but failing in a way where you learn and be okay with yourself, knowing it's going to be a process. No, I may not have lost a pound this week.
Right.
But I still feel good about myself. I still feel like, you know, I do what I need to do.
but
And
that's
next
it.
week is another week and another. And then when you look back, 10, 20, if you put in the work, if you continue to do
But
all
you
those
feel
things.
totally different when you put in the work, though.
Yeah, 'cause
Like,
that's
I
you.
Feel like when you do
That's
the
you.
work,
You appreciate
just,
it more.
Yeah, you
man.
could appreciate
Yeah.
it more. You just feel like this is the result of something that I've done, as opposed to that.
Right.
You just feel better.
Yeah.
I mean, I do.
Yeah, and you develop those habits that are gonna enable you to sustain it over a long
long
period
time,
of time.
yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? You learn how to continue to do it.
Let's bring it into the context of like our individual works in terms of instant gratification. Like the biggest thing for me is like, I guess the exit or the way out. So I'll get 3 years ago doing all this thing with STC or doing this client work with stuff. One of the things that that always bugs me to this day is, and we probably touched on this in an episode or two, be like, why are you here? Or why don't you get a job back in the States or like that? It's very tempting to take a 6-figure job right now, right?
Word.
It is. And I mean, and not to toot or blow
You're
our horn,
still
is
here
like I said, you
because-
get down, and some days it's just like work and shit doesn't go your way,
Right.
and it's very easy to take an exit and take a way out, and that's in other different things that you want to talk about. I don't even
Truth.
get that way, but the thing is that I've not only committed the time and energy to what we've already done, but I already see where the next 5, 10 years could go.
Possibly yes.
And I know at the reward at the end of that is way more beneficial than just taking something right now.
Makes sense.
And you know what that reminds me of is a saying. I can't remember exactly who said it, but is if you do what's easy, your life will be hard. If you do what's hard, your life will be easy.
Knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not, and that's just
Tweet
what that
that.
remind me.
Tweet that.
That's your bootleg,
Yeah.
B Diddy. But that's essentially what that reminds me
Yeah.
of. And we tend to, and I think it's natural. Naturally, your brain tries to find the easiest
Oh, yeah, for
way
sure.
to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The path of least resistance.
Yeah, and I think that's natural. I don't think we're not saying, something's wrong with you or you're lazy or anything. Naturally, your brain is going to seek the easiest way out of something. And so it's easy to fall into that. So you have to basically untrain yourself from falling to that and challenge yourself to do what's difficult so that you can achieve these things.
Right.
And patience is, I can't stress how important patience is.
Yeah.
And that's what I think a lot of people lack. They lack that patience. And I think it's getting worse, especially with social media. And people are,
Yeah, because it's always in your face all the time.
Exactly.
And that's the next thing, going into the Simon Sinek video for the context of people that don't know. Simon Sinek, if you Google it, is a recent video going on. It's 14 minutes where this dude I watched in a TED Talk a few years ago, he talks about millennials today. I don't know if you came across that, Gail, where he talks about like it's 4 things that millennials do where we feel like we've given everything that we want. We get trophies for 2nd, 3rd, 4th place.
Right, yeah.
Technology always in your face, just general instant gratification. That if you I encourage everybody to go find that video to kind of break it down in terms of he basically talks about the patience of people right now, and you just got to learn to be patient. I think one of the things for me personally is that, and why it's so important to do something that you love or you enjoy, is that like I'll have a ton of things that I want to do, like that I don't want to do. Like I have to answer emails. Like there's a list of boring shit that you have to do.
Yeah.
But what I
boy.
do is that I enjoy the overall thing that I do so much.
Yeah.
Is that I find enjoyment within the process.
Right. Right.
along with the end result. So,
Right.
like, I try to create what is called flow for myself. So, like, if I know I got to knock out 20, 30 emails, I try to gamify it almost to a point where I could try to see how I can answer these emails or get the next step or some more value from that. And that kind of gives me an enjoyment and makes it a game for me to do. So, something that may normally be boring for another person, I try to make it fun along that journey.
Well, I think we're kind of getting back around to that now. In my opinion, I think, especially with us during the 80s and 90s, where it was, you had like a middle class home and you could be comfortable and provide for your kids. And I got toys when I was younger. I don't know if you guys had the same experience, but
Silver
you know,
Go ahead.
but we grew up and it was more like grab everything. If something breaks, throw it away, get another one, blah, blah, blah. And now we've reached this almost recession period where all of a sudden that abundance and that, hey, give me all of this, came to a screeching halt. And now we've had to find more resourceful ways of doing things, really try to fix. And I see people interested in fixing things now, which I did not see maybe 10 years ago. So I think we're coming back around to this concept of being patient, of some things may take time. And I think because we were stripped of certain privileges or certain luxuries at that point in time, we are being forced to find other ways to do things. But instant gratification is never the way.
No.
Never.
And I want to go ahead.
But I'll ping back at something you, Gail, to get your interest in terms of like another form of instant gratification is the like consumerism, the things we buy for perception in order. Yeah, tinks.
We do tingsy.
The J's and all that stuff like that.
Tingsy.
Yeah, and at some point I was guilty for I got to the point where when I had a steady job, and back in advertising, I would treat myself to some Jordans every now and again, but even more important than wearing the Jordans is like I was just excited to share it on social media. So people see I have a Jordans,
so people see 'em.
but like I changed from that a long time ago. Not only from a perspective of
what time last week this was?
I haven't bought Jordans in a while. But not only from the idea of it just being selfish, is that you got to be considerate what the hell that does to other people and what they see from that. Not only from the perception, oh, he has to be doing well, would kind of boost your own ego, but it makes somebody who can have those things feel 10 times
that
worse.
instant gratification is so bad. Yeah, they may feel bad, but now they trying to roll up on you and take what you
Exactly,
have.
because
like the instant gratification is
So
to
the
the point
horrible
where
cycle,
I can sit down and look and be like, Mother Sick Travis, get some fresh J's, eh? These look nice. And put my phone down. I like, Mother Sick Travis, get some fresh J's. Where's location is?
Hey, where you post that?
Like, where you post this? Let me
Like
see what's
Waterloo.
going on. These look like my size.
Yeah,
The instant gratification thing is really, I feel it in living in Nassau now. Like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like somebody could run up on me and take my things at any possible moment. And people are unwilling to do the work.
Well, I see. Dressing Crystal's comment, and she said, "Whatever happened to the good old ASU draw? All this hype for instant gratification." Now, anybody that knows me knows I hate ASUs too.
But I hate ASUs.
I can't stand ASU, and I hear people saying, oh, just do an ASU or whatever. I hate ASUs.
If you have people that are like, you have to have a crew of people who are honest. Otherwise,
lost, and that's the
that's
thing.
it.
And it's
if
hard
you
to
ain't in them
find
first four
honest
hands,
people. I don't trust
straight.
people. I have never been in an ASU in my life, and I never will be, because it's almost. I want to say it's almost the same thing. It's very similar.
Yeah.
And whereas you're looking at it as an investment to get a bigger, I mean, you're only getting what you put in, but you're actually not doing any work. And it amazes me that people don't want to invest in themselves. It's like the self-confidence level is so low in this country. It's like people don't believe in themselves. They would literally rather put their money in the hands of somebody else to bring them returns on that money. And I think that's a big issue that we need to address, is that mentality that people don't believe in themselves to feel as though that they can multiply their own money.
I don't think it's that. I think, not that I don't think it's that. I think a lot of it has to do with money management and
Living above your
skills.
means.
Living above
And
your
living
means.
above your means.
I know with the ASU, I used to do an ASU when I was working at the bank. So my manager was working with direct deposits, and she had you sign everything prior to the ASU started, so there would be no, so I was one of the lucky ones. But I've heard horror stories about the ASU process, and I think that a lot of people just don't know how to manage their money. We're so obsessed with purchases and stuff like that, where the ASU may have given somebody a chance. Like I know
But
if
ASU ain't
you
gonna
put
fix
money,
that.
if you put money in their hands, it's
If they
gone.
don't
But
build,
that's what I'm saying.
if they
But
don't build the
ASU
habits around it.
But
yeah.
ASU may actually make it worse.
How many?
yeah.
Because
you
you
mean
get
that
this,
bulk-
you get
yeah,
a bulk of
return.
money.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a hit. It's like
You
a
just
shot.
spend
It'd be
it.
like-
You just ain't
ball
spend
out.
it right away. You might spend it like
yeah. So
in 5 months.
yeah, ASU isn't gonna address that. You have a problem with money management and discipline.
Yeah.
And no ASU or any scheme or whatever is gonna fix that. You have to deal with that. Yeah, I mean, you could join LOOMinati. But anyway,
I just put it was 2 videos I watched. It was a Gary V video, but just not to talk
Whoop,
about
whoop.
Gary V all the time.
Yeah, we can
It
talk
was
about
another
Gary Vee.
video.
Sorry, go ahead.
It was another video with the.
marginal. You better get yourself.
Or-
It was someone just talking about. It was someone talking about rappers and just like the instant gratification that they get wearing $25,000 chains
My
and all that
They
stuff.
rented any of
but
it. Go
like
ahead.
these industries sign rappers, right? Give them $1 million deals, but the rappers themselves aren't financially literate.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so he kind of summed it up with that. It was like you give a fool $1
Yes.
million, you have a fool
With
with
a
$1 million.
Look at
Yeah.
athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, how many
That's a
athletes?
classic
I
case.
mean, 4 or 5 years after retirement, I think the majority of them go broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are guys that make literally millions of dollars a year.
First thing they do, buy a big house.
Millions of dollars a
They
year.
don't have people to go in.
Yeah, so throwing money or getting a large amount of money is not going to solve the issues that you have. If you have discipline issues or you spend too much money or you spend, stupidly,
Yeah.
that's not going to solve it. So that's another issue we have to address in this country. We are
So
not
did
fiscally
y'all-
responsible.
Have you unfriended anybody?
No, I don't
for the
unfriend
Loom
people.
thing?
I haven't unfriended, I've unfollowed, but I haven't unfriended.
I've seen people,
few people.
talk about unfriending and unfollowing people because of the Loom business.
Well, I actually don't unfriend people. I
Okay.
think I did one time years ago, and that's when people used to send all those stupid, annoying game requests.
Yeah.
Literally, they used to send a bunch of them, so I think I unfriended. But I don't unfriend people. And especially, lately, I don't spend enough time on Facebook to be bothered
Right, what's going on?
by the post.
Lucky
So
you.
it would be no name, no reason for me to unfriend anybody.
Right,
You
yeah.
understand?
I mean, you definitely don't like going to the unfriend level is like, oh, but sometimes you just need a break. I mean, because it isn't just the Loom thing.
a
It's
lot.
like
It's-
a bunch of things. A
Yeah.
lot of people I had to unfollow from just the Trump whole saga. Like, it's a lot of people I just had
So
to unfollow.
are you
that.
saying that there's a correlation between Trump and looming?
Dun 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 dun. Yeah, but I don't know. But yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I mean that's just really about it for the instant gratification. It's just very dangerous. I mean, and it's hard to really it's hard, and we don't want to sit here and sell to entrepreneurs too that if you work hard you will be an entrepreneur, like you make it as an entrepreneur as well. Like
That's
it
not
just
what we're
doesn't
saying.
work that way. But what it is a lot of testing and a lot of exploration to what you want to do and how do you make that sustainable to get where you need to go. And along the way, you have to learn a lot of important lessons. A lot of important lessons that you cannot skip, because if you skip it, someone pays.
It's all about
Yeah.
Someone pays.
learning.
Usually you.
And usually you, if you don't,
Usually it's you who's
usually
going to
you.
pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me wrap it up by saying, and I put on Facebook yesterday. I turned $100 into a
Careful,
business
careful,
making
careful.
$100,000 a year, right?
What?
Careful. You know,
Now,
you know when nobody
I mean,
get excited.
they could get excited, it's whatever. But my thing is, what happened was that was a process. Invested in products and in myself, and worked it over a 4+ year period
Okay.
to where it's a sustainable business that brings in revenues that are, I don't know the math, how much times that is, 100 times or whatever the investment was, or
Yeah, but
1,000
I mean,
times,
you could
a
count
1,000
that to, like,
times
yeah.
what the initial investment was, because I made a decision to invest in myself.
Right.
It falls on me. And it's not just, I'm not saying that, okay, if you go and you do this one thing, then your money will multiply. There are many things involved. You understand? You have to remain focused. You have to make good decisions. You have to put your emotions in your back pocket a lot of times. You have to be humble. You have to be responsible. You have to be accountable. You have to be determined. You have to maintain that focus, and you cannot allow yourself to be distracted by so many things that go on. You have
Yeah.
to narrow in on that focus, and you have to stay with a macro mindset and keep the big picture in mind so that you can make it through those tough decisions and those tough times, because that's the only way you're going to make it, and you have to be patient. Have to be patient. See, a lot of people, if they hear 4 years, 5 years, they already tune out.
Right.
Because that already, man, listen, man, that's too long. But then, I mean, you look at it, look how fast last year went, the year before, like time is flying. So if
Again,
you
they don't
just,
see that because of instant gratification.
exactly,
Right, yeah.
you have to get out of that mindset and be patient.
Yeah.
See the process through. And I can guarantee you, not like the people who tell you you can get $800, I can guarantee you, if you do these things, you will see your investment multiply. Invest in yourself, take the time, be patient.
I just want to say, we don't care if you Loom or not. We honestly don't. Like, do whatever
Honestly,
you want to do.
Yeah, it's your money.
But if you want to join a Loom, I would recommend you withdrawing $100 from your account, hold it in your hand, and rip it up. And if you cannot do that, then you shouldn't be Looming.
Knowledge.
If you can't hold a $100 bill in your hand right now and tear it up, then you don't need to be Looming.
That's a very good point.
Because essentially,
That's what
at
you're
the end
doing.
of the day, that's like kind of what you're doing. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Mic
But you
drop.
know, and on that note, and since you bring that up, at the Bahamas Business Boot Camp that Lincoln Bain had, he did that.
Ripped up the
What he did was
dollar bill?
he ripped up someone else's $100 bill.
Yeah.
What he did was he asked someone for $100, rip up their $100 bill, and you know a lot of people was like, "What? What
Yeah.
you doing?" And he said, because he said money is fake.
Yeah.
You understand? And what he did was he got somebody else. He say, "You have a business, right? Yeah. You have a website? No." He say, "I could give you a website for $500. So the man give him the $500. He take the $100, give it back to the boy who he take the $100 from, rip it up, put $400 in his pocket.
Nice.
He say nobody lose.
Nice.
But I just rip up $100.
Yeah.
You understand? But
That was cool.
yeah, and it was. I never seen anyone do that, and I remember that, and I will always remember that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's you can always, if you have something that people want, you can always make money. Money will never be an issue.
Just add, and I mean, like, again, it's like,
Yeah.
how are you adding value?
Value.
How are you
Exactly.
producing value for somebody that, and this, the value to find out, especially if it's something that you do and you want to give somebody, to find out how you add value to somebody where they want to buy that. That's the first step of sustain. That's like it's like a puzzle. It's sustainability, because you could, and you, once you learn, one, how to create value, and two, how to multiply or duplicate that, and do it in a way where it's a higher quality and you can increase that value. That's the road to sustainability.
Right.
But you have to put in the work to figure that, and I guarantee you.
Do the work.
You have, but there's no book especially for you, there's no book tailored, no specific formula. It's something that you have to try and fail and fail and fail and fail to figure it out for you, and then you get to the next step where you eventually multiply it and build a foundation on that.
Yes, sir.
Bing. So people, like Gail say, if you want, take your $100 and put it in somebody else's pocket, that's up to you. We ain't telling you what to do with your money. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you want to give it to me. I ain't going to say no. I ain't going to tell you I ain't going to take it. But at the end of the day, you have value. Recognize your value and always provide value for money. That's the only way you're going to get returns, is if you're providing value for the money. Don't feel as though, you're just going to get money from just putting this little bit and doing nothing. It doesn't work like that. But, hey, it's your money. It's up to you. You do
To
what you
each
want to
his
do.
own.
Yeah, to each his own. If you want to join what it is, Gail?
LOOMinati.
I can teeth that. I can use that. You best believe it. If you want to join the LOOMinati, it's up to you. But thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you don't waste your money. Hopefully, I almost called your name. Hopefully your establishment, your number house, account ain't closed
My Lord.
for you doing the loan. But we want you to learn, because we giving you value for free. We ain't asking you to pay us for nothing. We just
My
ask
Lord.
that you share the video.
Give us $100.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, like I say, we can take it. I ain't gonna say no. But I guarantee you we could at least provide some value for that $100 you give. But share the video. That's enough value for us. Share it. Make sure, you share it with people. If they looming, if they ain't looming, if they want to start their own business, if they have a job, it doesn't matter. We feel as though everyone can take a little something from out of what it is we do and apply it to their lives to improve their lives. So, once again, thank you. Share the video with all your people. And until next time, Losers make excuses. Andes give $100, expecting $800.
Winners
Winners make adjustments. Thank you for tuning in,
Oh, my
people. Next
goodness.
time.
Shit! It's the after
Oh,
show!
my God.
It's the after show! Yeah! It's the after show! Thanks for everybody tuning in. I see it's growing.
Yeah.
People are growing. We love it. We
like it's a
appreciate
good
it.
timing.
We do this for y'all.
Yes,
People, we do
yes.
this for y'all, and we appreciate it so much.
Appreciate it greatly. All right. I can stop that thing now.
Bang, bang, a lang.
Look at me reaching for my laugh. Oh, no laugh today.